We're at the line of control in Salamabad. It's one of the last outposts before the line of control. There are two houses here that were struck last night in Pakistan Army shelling here in the Uri sector. These two houses have been completely totaled, completely destroyed. There's still a fire burning, if you can see over there, smoke smoldering across this entire pair of houses. Miraculously, no deaths, but 4 people have been severely injured. 2 of them children. One of them has apparently lost a limb as well. They've been evacuated to the Baramulla hospital, which is about 40 kilometers to our rear from here. We're about 10 kilometers from the line of control. Complete damage over here, Vishnu. If you can see that these two houses, I'm surprised that anything is left everywhere else, because it looks like a shell, a stray shell may have come and landed here. It appears to suggest that the Pakistan Army, which has been aiming and firing directly, targeting civilian areas, has caused damage deeper inside, and one shell or a couple of shells has come and actually landed here. This has all the telltale signs of artillery damage. You can see shrapnel completely ripping through these metal sheets. These are very clear signs of artillery shrapnel that has ripped open these roof sheets. The walls completely broken, and everything is still burning in these houses. This is a place called Salamabad where there have been some casualties. The 4 people from just this small little settlement over here. We are taking due care, but we are told by villagers that there is further damage closer to the line of control. So that's where we will actually be headed next. But the images you're seeing here on NDTV are the first manifestations of what we've been reporting since the morning, that the Pakistan Army has directly targeted civilian areas. This has nothing to do with the military. There's no army over here. The army brigade is way many kilometers behind where we are. This is a civilian settlement. A rural folk live in this area, and this is what a couple of Pakistani shells has done in this place. These are live images, first on NDTV, that we're bringing to you of what targeting a civilian establishment, a civilian area really looks like. And remember that, now it's midday here, but it is very likely that an escalation will begin again. We were told earlier by people who were fleeing from this village and others that the firing took place till as late as 11:30 in the morning. They heard the thuds of artillery fire and small arms fire till at least 11:30 in the morning. So we're wondering whether there might be firing now as well. So we want to quickly get this report done and move out of this place. I'm going to try and get a word in from, if you can just bear with me for a moment. I want to get a word in from one of these people. Sir, इधर आइए. कौन रहते हैं यहाँ पे? कितने लोग जख्मी हो गए इसमें?
इसमें 4 लोग.
इधर आ जाइए, इधर. हाँ जी.
4 लोग.
4 लोग.
4
कौन? बच्चे?
एक 13 साल की बच्ची, एक 4 साल का बच्चा, तो 2 घर के मालिक.
हाँ. और क्या ये पाकिस्तान के शेल?
हाँ, ये पाकिस्तान का है. रात के 2 बजे का मसला है. तो उससे ये घायल हो गए. तो यहाँ मकानों की बात ही नहीं. मकान
कितने बजे गिरे थे ये शेल?
2 बजे. 2 बजे सोए होते हैं.
आप कहाँ थे उस टाइम? हमने सुना ये.
हाँ, हमने ये भरोसी है यहाँ. हम तो रात को बाहर आ रहे. 2 बजे के बाद हमारे बच्चे भी बाहर आ गए. उधर इधर लगे भागने. क्या करते भाग?
सर इधर आइए एक सेकंड. सर, आप यहाँ रहते हैं? नजदीक में रहते?
इस्लामाबाद का.
कहाँ थे आप जब ये हुआ था?
हम तो घर में रात को 2 बजे.
आपने सुना ये जब
वो बहुत आवाज सुना?
क्या आवाज था?
वो आवाज था ये
शेल
की थी जी.
अच्छा.
पूरे शेल लग रहे थे. एक तो नहीं था ना, बहुत आ रहे थे.
कितने शेल?
इसको मेरे ख्याल 1-2 लगे हैं मेरे ख्याल में इसमें.
अच्छा.
2 लगे.
जख्मी लोग बारामूला हॉस्पिटल में हैं.
पहले उड़ी लिए, उसके बाद उन्होंने उड़ी वालों ने बारामूला भेज दिए.
जी.
बारामूला हॉस्पिटल में
कितना बुरा है जख्म?
वो जख्म तो सर में भी लगी. हमने उसको देखा नहीं है. सुबह हम खुद डरे थे. हम जंगलों में भाग रहे थे. इधर तो हमारे पास कोई है ही नहीं, सेफ्टी है ही नहीं. क्यों?
तो इस गांव में डर नहीं है अभी?
वो डर तो बहुत है. मालकम,
आप यहीं पे हैं?
क्या करेंगे? अपना कहाँ छोड़कर जाएंगे? किसके घर जाएंगे? गरीब शख्स कहाँ जाएगा? हमारे पास कोई बैंकर नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है, तो कहाँ जाएंगे? अगर बैंकर होता फिर अपनी कुछ सेफ्टी होती. बैंकर ही नहीं है.
I want all of our viewers to hear what this gentleman has just said. For all of those people who say, why don't you get out of the village? Why are you still standing there? This gentleman and this elderly gentleman here have basically told a truth that needs to sink in. People don't have a choice to leave. They have their livelihoods here. This is their home. They've got their children. They've got their agriculture. They've got their jobs here. And this is what Pakistan has done. India targeted terror sites in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, and this is how Pakistan has responded by directly targeting a civilian area. Let me take you a little bit deeper. Ashwini will join me a little bit deeper. Let's just show you, it's not just one house. There are two houses that have been completely decimated. We are taking due care because we do realize that that shell ammunition, artillery ammunition was used. But just take a look at the complete destruction of this house. All of the wood has been reduced to coal and charcoal. Nothing is left. All the property is completely destroyed. Look at the remnants here. This metal box here full of vessels, completely mangled and twisted out of shape in the intense heat. Now I can tell you that an artillery shell brings an absolute hellish amount of heat and energy when it lands. White hot metal shards fly in every direction, and that's where the injuries actually come from. They tear through concrete, they tear through steel, as you can see, and here it's cut some water lines, which is why this particular room is also flooded. Glass, plastic, everything completely shattered in this particular house. This is a ground report that NDTV is bringing to you from Islamabad, one of the last settlements before the actual line of control. But we are going to travel a little deeper to see the other damage and document with our own eyes the kind of damage that Pakistan has caused to civilian areas. These images are not second-hand, third-hand, first-hand on NDTV's cameras, showing you that Pakistan has deliberately, consciously, and with total amounts of information targeted a civilian area here in Islamabad. This is close to the line of control in Uri.
All right, Shiv, there are other areas where you're headed to as well, right? Nearby, where apparently there has been... I think that in just seeing the footage that you put out right now, when Pakistan says that they're just hitting the Indian army, that's rubbish. They're hitting civilian areas. It's abundantly clear, and it's not just where you're standing now, it's other areas as well.
I want our viewers to see this. I'm going to call Ashwini a little closer, and I want our viewers to see this. This is a poor family's grain store ablaze right now. It was struck at 2 in the morning. You know, nearly 12 hours ago. 12 hours ago it was struck, and the fire is still burning. It's a huge heap of wheat, which was the food, of a poor family that lived in these two houses, and it is smoldering right now. This is an image that I want to go out to the entire world. Not a military target, not an armed forces target, not a vital establishment, not a vulnerable point. This is a poor family living in Islamabad, Kashmir, close to the line of control, that has been deliberately targeted by a Pakistan shell. And there you have it, their livelihood, probably the rest of their year's supply of wheat, simply burning in a pile over there. There's nothing left of this house. There's nothing more to really say. Rebuilding it will be, a distant dream for this family once they pick up the pieces of their injuries, and their injured children as well. I mean, just look at these images. Where do you actually start? Where do you start picking up the pieces, really, once you come to terms that you've completely lost your home, your livelihood? Some of the fields behind here have also been completely destroyed. The elderly gentleman here tells me that this place will not be fixed. And remember, once attention moves on, who's going to come and repair these houses? These are families that do not even have the wherewithal, to rebuild their houses. I'm going to try and venture.
All right,
into this
Shiv, just hold on for half a second.
Again,
we're going to come back to you in a moment. We've got images on our screen right now of the Prime Minister meeting the President. The Prime Minister has briefed the President at Rashtrapati Bhavan in the last 15-20 minutes or so. This is very important on a day in which India struck Pakistan, their terror hubs all across Pakistan, whether it's Pakistan-occupied Kashmir or Bahawalpur, and a series of attacks in 9 areas. The Jaish-e-Mohammed's headquarters has been destroyed. Several terror training camps of the Lashkar-e-Toiba have been destroyed. The President, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, would be briefed on all of this, and she would be told about what the overall situation is. Let's go back to Shiv Arur. Shiv, you were showing us some flames. Can you just point that out again and tell us, show me what you were trying to tell us?
Yeah, I'm just going to show you. I'm going to show you that. Okay, I'm going to try and maybe step inside here. It's a little dangerous, but yeah. That house is still on fire. You can still see the flames there on our screen right now. Just a testament to what ammunition can really do. Artillery ammunition of the 155 millimeter or 130 millimeter kind has landed in this house. There's a gas cylinder there, very dangerously, lying there on the floor, which could be a hazard. No forensic teams have been able to reach here just yet. The police apparently came for a quick sweep to get the people out, but nothing else has been done. But it's still aflame. The house is still aflame, and it's very likely that it'll probably burn down because much of the superstructure of the houses in this area are made of wood. This is just one small sampling of the damage that we're hearing has been done by Pakistan in civilian areas off the line of control. Salamabad is one of several villages we're hearing that have been targeted directly by the Pakistan army using their artillery. Remember when we were reporting from the Uri and Kupwara sectors over the last few days, we did hear about Pakistan deploying their Chinese SH-15 self-propelled howitzer guns. Now, we don't know for sure what guns were actually used, but this is definitely the remnant of an artillery attack. These images, you've seen artillery attacks before as well. This is what they look like live in the flesh up front, an artillery attack on a civilian village on the line of control.
No, in fact, what you were showing us earlier on, Shiv, that shrapnel inside that metal, shelter, metal cover, I mean, that's exactly what it is.
Right here.
If anything, Shiv, that points to an airburst. This points to an airburst where, the shrapnel cuts through everything. And this is just thin metal over here, but it's actually, it can cut through steel as well, it can cut through cement as well, and it's that shrapnel. So it's a clear idea, an indicator of what's happening. Shiv, thanks very much for joining us with that report, and do take care. All right, we're going to stay with Shiv for a little bit longer until such time as he feels he needs to get out of that area. One of the first things that you do when you're in an area which has come under artillery fire is to minimize your risk in that particular area and keep moving to the next area. That brings with it an element of security. I think what Shiv was mentioning is very clear that this isn't the only area where he's at. He's at Salamabad in the Uri sector. There are other homes, other places close by which have also been hit. Shiv, is there anything else that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah. Vishnu, you were talking about an airburst. Take a look at this piece of roofing. This is exactly what you're talking about. Shrapnel, white-hot artillery shrapnel flying in every direction. Just look at the gaping holes they've cut, like neat oval holes, telltale signs of shrapnel simply ripping through metal. This is really, really thick, hard metal used for roofing. It's resistant, it's all-weather resistant because, it snows and rains a lot over here. Just look at what artillery shrapnel can do to a strong piece of metal. It has completely mangled it. It has perforated it. It is peppered with gaping holes. And this is basically the story of every piece of roofing that we can see here across three structures of one big house, two houses actually. How much more damage we're going to find as we move on ahead, I cannot say, but this is definitely, a morbid appetizer, I would say, to what we're probably going to find as we get a little closer to the line of control now.
There have been casualties on the Indian side. Earlier this morning, we were reporting 3, which is a confirmed number. But the sense is that many more people may have lost their lives, along the line of control. We may not even know how many people have lost their lives until later. Shiv, can you hear me? All right, I think we've lost that line.
Yeah, Vishnu, I can hear you.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't know. Yeah, I'm just trying to get to another point to show our viewers the damage from another angle, if possible. We're trying to get to the other side of the house. Oh, there you go. This is the real view now of the damage. Here it is. Completely collapsed roof. Completely collapsed wall of this entire house. Now you get a proper vantage view of the damage that's taken place. The entire roof has blown off. I was trying to look for remnants of the actual shell, but as you know, Vishnu, those are very, very difficult to find because they burst into thousands of little pieces and usually get buried, in walls, in the ground, etc. So not easy to find it anywhere here, but clearly an artillery hit right here at Salamabad village. The villagers here, as you just heard some of them say, they don't have the luxury of leaving. Many of them have actually fled. We saw a small tempo traveler full of people from Salamabad getting out of here as quickly as possible. We bumped into them in Baramulla, fearing for their lives. They've left, but many still here because they've just got that helpless look on their faces, saying, where can we possibly go? We can't leave our houses. It's not safe. All our livelihood, all our farms and animals and all those things are here. Everything moving costs money. There's no help from anyone to actually get out of here. So it remains to be seen, whether there will be more damage in Salamabad or elsewhere.
All right, Shiv, thanks very much for being with us, sharing all of those details, and stay safe in that particular area and indeed in all of the areas that you're moving around. The images that you see on the left-hand side of your screen over there, in fact, now full frame, is the President and the Prime Minister meeting. The President, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, meeting the Prime Minister, who has briefed him, heard just a little while back on a day in which India struck Pakistan. There have been multiple strikes which have taken place. There has been a fair amount of support for India, but it needs to be said, countries like Turkey, which have been allies of Pakistan, countries like China, which have been allies of Pakistan, have supported them. This is all going to be played out at an international level as well at some stage, but India has gained fairly strong support from our partners, such as Israel, which has said that the fight against terrorism must continue and that Israel completely backs India. The United States is one of the countries that India briefed earlier on in the morning. There have been reactions from President Trump as well. The US Secretary of State, the National Security Advisor of India, and the US have spoken as well. Let's go back to Shiv Arush. Shiv, go ahead.
Vishnu, I want to show you some more damage that we're seeing here in some of the surrounding houses as well. I'm going to ask Ashwini to follow me. Another house that's had its, all of its glasswork completely blown in. The window panes have blown in. The wooden support pillars and support structure completely damaged here. So it's not just one or two houses, at least 4 houses either destroyed or damaged very, very badly. This is a house which still has its carpeting because obviously the fire didn't spread to this particular house. But if you can see here, all the glass pieces, the glass shards here, showing the kind of damage from the shockwave of that artillery landing here that has destroyed this house. The door has completely blown off the hinges. There's another door just lying there on the ground here. And this is right next to this house. The residents of this house have not left. We'll talk to them in just a moment. We can hear their voices inside. Others are, of course, also speaking to them. The more we dwell on these images, the more I'm hoping that people across India and across the world realize, or at least their belief that Pakistan targets civilians is reinforced. It's a default, warcraft of a country that is a terror sponsor that has responded in this manner to India attacking terror targets in POK and in Pakistan. We will be getting more images of this kind because we do know that there are many more villages that have been similarly shelled.
All right, Shiv, what happened to the families over there? Just for the benefit of our viewers who've joined in right now, there have been injuries over there in this particular hamlet, right?
There have been injuries. We just spoke to someone who told us that there have been as many as 4 injuries, including one person who's apparently lost an arm. A 13-year-old child has also been injured, received a shrapnel injury to the head, and 2 other people have also been injured. They've been rushed to the Anantnag hospital for treatment, critical care treatment, because there's no other hospital that's close by that can treat them. But it's a truly sorry state of affairs. Nobody from that family is still here. Only the neighbors are here to see what's happened to the house. The two gentlemen we spoke to earlier, both neighbors who live a couple of houses away, they say that they were woken up at 2 a.m. by the enormous sound of the shells actually landing. You can imagine what that must have been like. And they're thanking their stars that their houses are still standing. But in small villages like this, where everyone is essentially related to the other and they all have a very close-knit kind of community, this is what they're left with. This is right in the middle of this little hamlet in Salamabad, where this is all that the people of this village are really left with and what they'll have to do. And they're literally going to have to pick up the pieces. And let's remember, this is perhaps just the beginning. This is perhaps just the beginning of what could be another escalation. The people here in Islamabad do not have the luxury of picking up the pieces and just moving on to another place, to a safer place, further in depth perhaps of the mainland, not being so close to the border. They've been here for generations together. They do not have the choice of, picking up and leaving. And that's why, images like this one, like what we're seeing over here, just common household items, a gas stove, a pot, mugs, tumblers, a plate rack, coffee cups, all of them just splattered in this one little room. This must have been the family's kitchen, where food was prepared, etc. Completely burnt to ashes, bricks and pieces of stone all over the place. I have no idea when that family will come back, or even if they will want to come back to something like this. But this is what Pakistan is doing.
Shiv, there's been very heavy artillery shelling which has taken place after India's strikes across. Could you give us a sense of what's been happening on the LOC near where you are and elsewhere along the international border in Jammu and Kashmir?
I've just received video footage, which I will be sharing in a moment, of artillery shelling that's taken place at LC Uri late last night. There was a great deal of heavy firing taking place at LC Uri. Heavier firing has taken place at the LC in the Kupwara sectors, especially in Tangdhar. That's where we've been reporting from. There are civilian casualties there yet, but we can't confirm the numbers just yet. But by far the heaviest amount of artillery firing and escalation has happened in the Rajouri, Poonch, Bhimbar Gali and KG sectors, that's the Krishna Ghati sectors, where we are told that there's been a huge amount of damage on the Pakistan side of the LC, where several Pakistan army posts have been destroyed and a lot of casualties have been imposed there. But there as well, there are casualties on the civilian side, because remember in the Poonch Rajouri area, which we've traveled to as well, there are lots of villages bang on the line of control. The army has confirmed at least 3 casualties so far. That number is almost definitely likely to rise, but we don't have an official number just yet. And on NDTV, we don't play with numbers when it comes to serious military operations and the crossfire between the two countries. We'll leave that to other channels. Here we only provide authentic information. So 3 is the official confirmation so far of civilian deaths due to artillery shelling by Pakistan.